As a young single parent receiving government benefits, I decided I want a career where I could help people who were struggling just like I had. About 10 years ago, I started working for the state division that regulates childcare. And the division's vision is that Vermont is a great place to be a child and raise a family, and I'm really connected to that vision. In my job, I get to help create information for families and childcare providers that help them when they need it. Many providers used to stress out every holiday because they did not know when to expect childcare subsidy payments. And I was able to solve that issue by publishing an annual calendar for providers on when to expect their payment. It really seems small, but it made a big difference for providers who rely on those payments to pay their mortgage. Part of the vision is to keep children in childcare safe by having current regulations. The division updated the childcare regulations in 2015. It was a long 4-year process with lots of input. I got to be part of the final review team that collected comments from the public and reviewed them to make the final revisions on the regulations. So many comments were submitted. Thousands of comments. Sorting the comments alone took several weeks. The final review team, we met over months. We had some really intense debates about how to change rules. And as the final hearing to approve the rules came closer, I was responsible to prepare the documents to show how we responded to each comment. And I spent days and hours and nights and weekends rereading comments and checking responses. After a tense couple of hearings, the regulations were actually approved. And as soon as they were published, childcare providers reacted very strongly. And I understood that reaction. I mean, I know if I was still a childcare provider, I would have reacted the same way. However, the negative comments just got worse. A few days after the regulations were released, I was on Facebook checking on posts from childcare providers to give them information that they needed. But every 5 minutes, a provider would post about how the rules were awful, how they weren't written well, how no one listened to them, how no one read their comments, over and over and over. I closed my computer that day and I just cried on the way home. It's so hard to hear those comments when I did listen, and I tried so hard, and the team tried really hard to be responsive. I actually had to take time away from giving information to childcare providers. Over time, I knew this would not be as overwhelming, and over time, we have started to move in a positive direction. Comments are now made about the importance of keeping kids safe. But I think the best lesson I learned out of this is be careful when governments or organizations change. Often there is somebody behind there trying to do their best work who has been in your position, and they are trying to do the right thing.